This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, so today we are going to discuss about introduction of software testing. So before going to discuss what is software testing, we'll know about what is software. So any idea about what is software? Whatever the knowledge you just shared to me, I'll just guide you.
Application?
No. Okay. Yeah, let me clear you. So, what is a software? Software is nothing but a group, a collection, a set of computer programs and minimal data to run a system is called a software. See, whether it is a Windows-based application or web-based application, everything we can call it as a software application, right? Then how a software is being built through the programmers or the developers, they will write the code. Okay, they will write the code and they will develop the application. So that's the reason we can call a set of computer programs means it's nothing but an code, and a minimal data means something data we have to give, right, to run the application or a system. So we can call it as a software. It's so simple. Yeah. So what is software testing? What is a software testing? We know that testing it's nothing but an checking. We were checking and we were verifying whether it is correct or not. See, if we suppose we will take the example as fan. Okay, we would be checking whether fan it is working or not by switching on the fan switch. Okay, and we would be checking whether it is functionally correct or not. Functional in the sense, after putting switching on, whether the fan is running or not. Okay, so whether the power supply is there or not, we would be checking, right? So in the same way, we would be testing our software application by verification and validation. Okay, so it's nothing but an verification and validation of an application. It's nothing but an software testing, and also basically to find the defects, bugs. Okay, these two terminologies refers to same. So basically to find defects or the bugs in a software, okay, and verification and validation, and also we would be checking what system supposed to do and what is not supposed to do. Means, see, you logged into gmail.com. Okay, so what is supposed to do? You have to log into, it means you have to navigate to login page. What not supposed to do? It should not supposed to navigate to Amazon page or any Flipkart page. That is the expected one, right? Yeah, in this way, we are going to deal. This is about main concept of the software testing. First of all, basically, we have to find the defects in software testing. Second point is it's a verification and validation of the requirement. Okay, third point is we would be checking what system supposed to do and what is not supposed to do. Okay, in depth, we are going to discuss in upcoming sessions. Okay. So, yeah, what is the quality of software? Okay, we discussed about the software and what is software testing. Now we are going to discuss about quality of software. So you have any idea about what is quality? I'm asking about the quality.
How good it is.
Okay, and
Is it working the way it's supposed to work?
Yeah, somewhat right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let me keep you in a right way. Okay. Whatever you said is right. The quality of software in the sense, quality means here in our testing era, we were giving the quality product to the customer. Means without a bug free or the defect free application to the client. Okay. See, assume that I'm a client. Okay. I came to your company. Okay. I asked you to develop, not you, your team, your development team to develop a ABC application. Okay. And you are a tester for that application. So at end of the day, when you are delivering that application to me, what you will give, the quality of the software you will give. Quality of the software when it will be done by doing appropriate testing. How you will do testing? By doing verification and validation of that application. And if possible, if you observe, if you encounter any defects, without, you would be fixing with the development team, and then you would be giving that the quality of the software. Quality means without any defects, defect-free
Okay.
application. We can call it as defect-free application. You would be delivering it to the client. Why you are doing that? See, for example, assume that we are only doing this. Okay. See, if I click on this, what is the expected one? I need to log into password page. Means after I click on this, I need to log into password page. Okay, so I'm just clicking on it. Okay, now it came to password page where I can enter my password. Okay,
Mhm.
this is working as expected. But yeah, after I clicking on this, if it was navigating to some other page, then the cost of fixing these type of defects after delivering into the public or into the market, it could be create a very bad impact on the application. No public or no general public will not use this application, right? So just to identify these defects, okay, so just to identify these defects and also to verify and to validate in our application in several other ways, so this testing team came into the picture. Okay, that's where this software testing born in early 90s. Okay, and also this testing is moved outside of the company to inside of the company. Early 90s, before 90s, only developers used to do testing only. Okay, developers who created the application, means who developed the application with their own code, they only use it to, okay, they only use it to do testing. But after early 90s, all the applications are getting digitalized, and all the public also started to using the software applications and everything. Now the market is very boom, and everyone are completely depending on the software applications only, whether it could be the healthcare, insurance, banking, capital markets, even for the schools and the colleges, even just to refer the books and the Facebook social networking sites, you know it, everything we were depending on the software applications only. Means every client was expecting his or her business to do in a software way only, so that they can reach their customers very easily, right? So instead of manually, see previous olden days, how it could be, if we want to have a transaction in bank, we usually go to bank, manually we take some receipt, we would be filling that receipt, going, giving it to banker. Okay, banker would be doing that. But nowadays what we were doing, it in our home only, we are just opening the internet banking page and we are doing our regular transaction and we are just relaxing it in our home. Right. So that's the advantage of having the software applications coming to the picture. So,
Mhm.
yeah. So on that ease of use, people also very get acquainted with the software applications, and the software organizations also. thought of a plan like, okay, software testing, uh, taking the software testing team in a separate way, which will lead to cost of fixing those defects very minimal before delivering it to the client. So that's the reason from early 90s onwards, software testing also became as a one prominent role, very important role, okay, in a
Mm-hmm.
software organization. Got it right? Till now you're up
Yes.
to the mark, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that is the importance of software testing. So as a software tester, okay, we should have the intention to find the defect every time, whatever the application which you have assigned to us, okay, to you or to me as a software tester, every time we have to think our application as our own application. Okay, we have to test in such a way like, in fact, if it is our own application, how we are going to deal with it means, after just Gmail is our regular application. I'm just taking an example. So yeah, so just so if I click on this use another account, what it should be, it has to navigate to some ABC page. Okay. Instead, if it was navigating to 1 to 3 page, then now I was in testing environment. Now I was working for my team. Then I can raise a defect and I can assign it to the developer. Okay. And the development team means the person who builds the application, who develops the application. Okay, he is the person who can write the code, okay, who can deploy the code, and he is the person who he is going to develop this application. And as a software tester, we do not have any knowledge on internal code which he was doing. We will just only concentrate on our the requirements which they have given, means they, in the sense, business analyst. Okay, business
Mm-hmm.
analyst is the person who will gather the requirements from the client. Okay, so they will only assign the requirements to the testing team, even for the development team. So our duty is we have to check our application. If I click on this link, if I click on this help footer link, so it has to navigate to help page. Okay, how can we help you? If I click on this sign in page, it has to navigate to sign in page. Okay. If I click on this privacy link, I'm navigating to this privacy and terms page. So in this way, we are going to test, we are going to verify and validate our application whether it is working as expected or not. Client has given set of requirements to the business analyst team and subject matter expert team. Okay, they will collect all the requirements. Okay, and they will give to our development team as well as testing team. Okay, so in our software organization, business analysts are very best friends to the software testers, because even business analyst, subject matter expert, as well as testing team, we three teams think in a perspective as a client, because it's not a one job to do to complete our testing work as well as business analyst work, because we have to sit with the client, we have to gather all the requirements, many walkthroughs, many KTs, many trainings, many sessions. Okay, many discussions will happen at the time of gathering the requirements. Okay, like they will ask the client about what could be your existing application. Did they have any drawbacks observed in their existing application? What sort of proposed features they were expecting us to do? Okay, they will just all these points in their during their meeting. Okay, they will just refine those. Okay, and they will also get approvals from the client once the requirements are getting prepared. Okay, then they will prepare business requirement document. Okay, so business requirement document, business requirement specification, in that name itself we know that it's a requirement document from the business, means from the client whatever the requirements they have gathered. Okay, so everything will be there, mentioned over there in the document. Okay, in future I will show you what is the business requirement specification document. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, and in that from that business requirement specification document, software or system requirements specification document will be there. So in that, it's a refined document from the business requirement document where we can easily understand with some type of screenshots with prototypes. Okay, see, just an example. See, we do have 2 pages of text was there. Instead of going to text, okay, if you see one picture, if you see one diagram, it's easy to understand, right? Imagine that it's one picture. Okay, just description about this picture means one screenshot, the functionality screenshot only. So they would be explaining here with minimal description. So the tester or the resource from the software organization or working for that project, they can easily understand that. That is the main intention of providing the screenshots. Just like a prototype, just like an assumption, after developing that particular page, it will looks like this. Okay, means this button should come in the right hand side top corner. Okay, this logo should come left hand type side corner. Okay, this button should come left side of the footer link. Like that, they will mention all the requirements in the software requirement specification. Okay, so as per my knowledge, as I have 10 years of experience, around 10 years of experience into software testing, till now I did not see business requirement specification or software requirement specification. They have given to us, okay, but we it's good to have the knowledge on that, what are the application or product which you are going to work. But as I said, as I mentioned you in introduction, so they will not give all the requirements all at a time to test. Okay, they will just see, for example, 10 requirements are there for us. Okay, so they will segregate, they will divide requirements in the form of releases. Release in the sense, basically a release span time could be 45 days to 2 months. So in the 2 months, they will give 3 requirements. Okay, in that release or 1.1, just assume that or 1.1, release 1.1, we are going to work only on requirements 3, R1, R2, R3. Okay, so for all those, how we are going to manage whether the requirements where needs to be uploaded. So we are going to discuss about defect management tools in upcoming sessions. Okay, popular defect management tools are Quality Center and Zira. Okay, in Quality Center, they will upload, okay, the requirements. So as a tester, we'll have access for that application. So, okay, if you are assigned with R1, requirement 1, then you would be analyzing that requirement. Okay, they would be returning it there. Okay, so while analyzing that requirement, I will show you the requirement document also, how basically the requirement document looks like. Okay,
Okay.
means the requirement in the sense they will just give. Okay, this is the page. Yeah, this is the requirement page. This is the sign in page. Okay, requirement number 1. If you click on this use another account, user has to navigate. User in the sense it terms like user has to log into this sign in page. Okay, and also Google will be there in the color. Okay, sign in and user account should be in center of the page. Okay, one text field, we can call this box as text field or data field. Okay, okay, one text field should be there. Okay, one link should be there for forgot email. Okay, one text should be there. Okay, and one link should be there, one create account link should be there, and finally one button should be there. Okay, so our requirements is if I click on this forget email, I need to navigate to forget email page. If I click on this learn more, okay, my condition is I need to navigate to something learn more page. Okay, if I click on this create account, I need to navigate to create account. So in my given requirement, these are my requirements. Okay, so for that you have to analyze it. Okay, for example, while you are reading that requirement, if you get any doubts or any clarification, to whom you will consult? You will consult business analyst. Okay, so for that you will schedule a meeting. Okay, you will schedule a meeting, or based on the team which you are working. For my team, we have a two calls. One second, one second, Choman, I'll be back.
No problem.
Hello, Choman, I'm back.
Yes. Okay.
Apologies, my maid came, so
Oh, okay,
it's,
okay, no problem. I
yeah,
know
it's morning
it's
right
a
for us.
daytime
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you.
yeah. Generally, she will come at her afternoon based on her timing, but today is Sunday, right? So generally, she will come at morning, and she will
Okay.
finish and she will go. Yeah. Okay. So in the current requirement which they have given, if I click on this forget email, it should navigate to forget email page, and if I click on this learn more, it should navigate to learn more page. If I click on this create account, it should navigate to create account page. Okay, while reading through the document, while going through the document, if you encounter any defect, okay, you can ask the business analyst team. Okay, business analyst team, suppose if they are not with you, means if they are not sitting with you, okay, you can just keep your queries or questions in a tracker in the sense you can generally, if your team follows any format, or if they follow any template, you can take that and you can mention those questions in that spreadsheet. Okay, or else you can just mail through that business analyst, like regarding requirement or 1.1, I was going, or if while I'm analyzing this requirement, I have so and so queries, please do needful, like please get me in understanding this. Okay, or else generally, if sometimes what are the project which I was working currently, we do have two calls for weekly basis. Okay, so our whole testing team, development team, business analyst team, we three teams joins. Okay, so whoever has the queries, they will ask whether it is development team also. I mean, development team also, sometimes if they need any clarity on UI page designs and everything, they will also ask. But mainly the call was purpose is like for testing team. If they need any UI changes or anything, sometimes during the documentation also, sometimes maybe the due to miscommunication or due to some tight lead lens or something, whatever may be the reason, the requirement also not proper, they will not give properly. So it's our duty, it's testing team duty to analyze the requirement properly. Okay, and we have to get our queries, our questions, okay, before designing the test cases. So we have to clear about our requirement whatever they have given. So once the requirements are clear, okay, always it's very uh, good habit to keep. If you are attending the meeting, okay, always ensure to send MOM meeting, minutes of meeting details. Means in that meeting, whatever happened, whatever discussed, okay, you just give minutes of meetings, okay. Generally, it would be minutes of meeting will be prepared by any of the team member just to ensure in that meeting so and so points has been discussed and so requirements has been discussed and who are all the attendees, means development team, testing team, BA team, DBA team, like that we can give. Okay, what is the summary? Okay, to discuss on release. Okay,
Okay.
release R 1.1 requirements. Okay, just for an understanding, I was letting you know this is the summary. So by seeing the summary, one can understand. Okay, with the BA, okay, they discussed about release 1.1 requirements. Okay,
Okay.
so every time the summary or the title, wherever we are giving, we have to give it in a very simple way so that by seeing that line, people can understand what is this mail about. Okay. Now, attendees. Who are all the attendees? Development team, testing team, okay, and business analyst team. Okay, like that. Okay. Queries which discuss it. Okay, whatever we have discussed, we can mention here. Okay, the purpose of document all these things is to save side for us, to safeguard ourselves. Okay, even keeping the queries in a particular tracker or sending the queries in an email, that shows, again, if you send an email, if you keep your queries in a tracker, again business analyst team also will reply back to your email, right? So we'll have a proof, like you have asked about this dot. If we, after clicking on this forgot email link, they did not mention your requirement document, in which page it has to be navigated. Okay, that is the same question you have asked in your email. So after by clicking on this forgot email, okay, you have to navigate to this find your email page. Okay, so you will just have an reference. Okay, that time, I mean, during our requirement analysis time, I have this doubt, I have asked, like that only, I have tested. You just have a proof. In some other days, if the client or if any business analyst, if they change the requirement also, okay, the ultimate blame should not be on the testing team or the tester. So it's always a very good practice. What are the queries? What are the test cases we have designed? when we are doing test execution also, every time we should have a proper document. Means proper document in the sense, we have to be safeguard ourselves, we have to keep everything in the emails, in all the discussions, in all the meetings, so that everything will be in a well documented. So in future, if anything came up, we can show it as evidences. Got it right?
Yeah.
Because software testing is the last phase of the software development life cycle, right? So once after testing only, it will move to the deliver. So why we are doing our job, tester job, is to find the defects, right? So all these defects, all this miscommunication, sometimes miscommunication may happen knowingly or unknowingly, just to safeguard ourselves from that. Okay, because if anything was happened in that application after delivering it to the client, first question will be asked to our testing team only. Why it was not tested properly? So because of that, customer or the client may lost many of the amount, right? Many of the amount at that, I mean, in the form of reputation, in the form of amount and everything. Just to avoid all these things, we have to safeguard ourselves, everything in a properly well documented. It will not happen, but just to have a good habit, everything it has to be in the form of email and the documentation and everything, so that everyone knows, okay, Sandhya has responsible for her work. Everything she is keeping track of all those things, so that even it will create a positive as well as respectable thing also, respectable rapport also in our team. Okay, it's always a good to have the documenting our things in the email or at the I mean, if you have discussed in the meetings, just to sending the minutes of meetings email after the meeting to all the attendants, it gives us a good impression to our test lead or the test manager. Okay, got it right? What is the purpose
Yes.
of having the
Yeah.
document? Yeah, yeah. Okay. Why software has bugs? Why generally software has bugs? I mean, 2 years back, just as an assumption, not the assumption, just 2 years back only, uh, Google has stopped for working due to some technical issue. So because of that, okay, some crores of amount has gone to the Google. Means Google is a very wide and very popular search engine. Everyone can use it on their daily own purposes. See, I'm a student, so just to search for my subject material, I'm just using the Google. And you are an employee, just to minimize your work, you would be dependent on Google. Okay, some other lady, she's a homemaker, uh, just to see the recipes of the cooking, she will just depend on the Google. So everyone has their own needs, everyone are dependent on the Google. So Google has stopped for half an hour or 2 hours. So on the 2 hours, lots of the customers are lost their business in the sense accessing the data. So due to some technical problem, it has happened. So for that, for the duration, how many customers lost, that even for the Google company, so much of amount has been lost, right? So that's the reason, instead of to reduce the cost of fixing defect, okay, we the test engine is responsible for the defect at application level only. Application level in the sense, before delivering that application to the client or customer, we would be raising those defects while we are testing only. Okay, so it leads to very less impact on the client. Only the intention is just to reduce the cost of fixing defects. Okay. That's the reason both combination of verification and validation at a time involved in after coding, we can call it a software testing. Because Our main objective of software testing is to find the defects before the customer find them. So in order to find more defects before the customer has find it to them. Okay. So generally why software has bugs? See, customer has given a requirement. Okay. Developer, okay. While development team and business analyst team, they have a discussion. Okay. They have a discussion only. They did not have anything on the email or any not in the documentation. Okay. So during the discussions, during the tight deadlines, okay, customer has suggested to develop A, but developer has developed his application as B. Okay, that application only has come to us, to our testing team. So we also tested it as B product, and we have given it to the client. What was discussed and what was developed and what was tested and what was delivered to client, it was totally wrong, right? So there may be a chance of everything was happened due to the miscommunication. Okay, it was a miscommunication, and also test leads and the managers. Okay, not only the test leads or the test managers, even the development leads and the development manager, even the developer, everyone should have properly responsible for the work they were doing. Okay, if we were listening to, or if you are taking, or if you are having any training or session on that, we have to pay attention to that, and everything we have to get approval on that. Approval in the sense, we have discussed about this requirement. Okay, our understanding is like this. After this meeting, we understood like this. Please give me a approval on this, or our understanding is correct or not. If any points are missed from our end, please add me so that I can take care of it. If we have all these things in the email, so if we better to get the approval or the baseline from the email itself, it shows proper responsible to our works, and there will not be any a miscommunication, right? So if you're sending an email on the understanding of your requirement or the application to the business analyst team or the test lead or the subject matter expert, means they will also go through it. Like if you are getting the approval email, so it could be like a baseline, right? So we can
Mhm.
happily work on it. So in this way, we can avoid the errors or defects, okay, in the software application. Generally, due to miscommunications or poor documentation, okay, less communication with the client, with the team members, all this will leads to software has the bugs. Bug in the sense defect only. Okay, got it right? Why software
Yes.
has bugs? I have given the example like this, but generally due to miscommunication only everything will work. Miscommunication, poor documentation only, it will leads to have that. So that's the reason it is very important to work. We have to coordinate ourselves to all the teams, and we have to work. Okay, we have to work together, all together, and we have to deliver a successful and a defect-free application or the product to the client. That is our ultimate goal.
Mhm.
Whatever the miscommunication will happen to any team, finally it will come to us only, as we are in very last phase of the software development life cycle. In next session, I am going to tell what is software development cycle, what are the phases, and what are all the activities are involved in each phase. I'll let you know. Okay?
Mhm. Mhm. Okay.
Yeah. So testing roles in a company. Generally, testing roles in a company, tester roles means might be the designation roles, terminology might be the different, but what are the company you take, junior trainee, okay, senior
Mhm.
software trainee, okay, so I mean lead trainee and the management trainee, so and so roles will be there. Okay, so based on the roles, if a fresher has got a job, then he would be assigned with a junior trainee. Okay, his responsibilities are like, um, yeah, he would be, first of all, he would be assigning with the test execution, like, as he is very less experienced in that. Okay, he would be only assigned with test execution. Okay, and after 2 or 3 years, he would be getting expertise on that. Again, he would be assigning with some more work, giving one requirement to him. Okay, just to analyze, to write the test cases, to execution, everything will be handled by him. Okay, so after 4 or 5 years, he would be promoted to next level. Okay, so where he can handle multiple requirements all at a time. Okay, and participating in all the calls, giving appropriate reports. Okay, attending all the calls, getting approvals, this and that. Okay, so after that, he would be promoting to the test lead, where he would be managing his team. Okay, like acting as a point of contact for his team. Okay, guiding his team members whenever is needed. But after the test lead, obviously the test manager who will manages all the project related information, deadlines, start date and end date, test plan preparation, everything, effort estimation, everything. Generally, the testing roles in a company will be like this. Everyone, whatever the technology you take, everyone will be starting from a junior level, right? So slowly, as experience goes on, he will come to the top position. Like that only I have given, just as an assumption, I have explained these four roles. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So testing team responsibilities. What is our responsibilities? Testing team responsibilities. Okay, testing team or the tester both refers to the same. Generally, what are our responsibilities? Our responsibilities as a manual tester, what we will do? We will get the requirements from the business analyst team. Okay, where we can see those requirements? We can see those requirements in Zira or the quality center. Okay, these both are popular defect management tools. I will cover I will cover it end of the session. I will give the proper documentation with screenshots also. Okay.
Okay.
At end of the day, I will explain also. Not end of the day, end of the session. See, slowly if we can start with concepts A, B, C, D's alphabets, so you can understand the upcoming sessions as well. Okay, whatever now I am referring, I will cover you in upcoming session also. Since we are in introduction of software testing only, so we are just really taking care of everything. Means I'm just
Okay.
giving heads up on all the things, and everything we will be discussing in very detail. Okay, in upcoming classes.
Okay.
Okay, so as a tester, we have to analyze the requirements. Okay, if you encounter any questions or queries, you have to get in touch with your business analyst team or subject matter expert team. Okay, you have to get clarified your doubts. Okay, once the doubts are completed, your queries are completed, you have to get the approval, you have to let your understanding on the requirement through the email, get the approval on that. Okay, once it was completed, you have to create the test scenarios. Okay, I'll let you know this test scenario. Okay, what is the template
Okay.
you follow? And once the test scenarios are completed, you have to take the approval for that. On the test scenario, you have to create the test cases also. For that also, template is there. Basically, everyone they will follow that only. All the corporate companies, big MNCs. Okay, so once the test cases and test scenarios are based and or approved by your test lead and the test manager, then the testing environment is ready. Then you will proceed with the test execution. Test execution in the sense you have to see login page is there. Whether that login page is correct or not, we have to take proper screenshot in a Word document. Okay, so that you have to attach those screenshots. Okay, in the quality center or the Zira, just to ensure that we have tested and verified. And how people will believe you whether you have tested it or not, by taking the screenshots only, right? So you have to take the
Yeah.
screenshots. Okay. So at the time of the test execution, if you encounter any defect, okay, you have to write steps to reproduce, okay, and you have to explain those defect to your developer, okay, and if he accepts the defect, you have to raise it in Zira or the quality center, okay. So if he fix it again, he will give back to you. You will retest it. Okay, you will close the defect and you will complete all your requirements by proper testing. Okay, everything is a process. Okay, these are our responsibilities and these are our activities. We will discuss one by one in upcoming sessions. Okay. Yeah. So what is functionality? What is functionality generally? Functionality in the sense, I said you right, whatever the application, whatever we are taking. Okay. So for example, if I'm clicking on this back, it has to go to the back. Means it is functional, it is working fine. Because the screen is navigating to back page. Again, I'm clicking on back. Again, it was going to back. Means it was functionally working. Okay.
Okay.
Like that. Functionality means it's not particular to only one application or one product. Everything, whether it is functionality means a series set of actions, how the user is interacting with the application. Okay, if I click on this user, use another account, okay, means it came to this page. Okay, means it was functionally working. Okay, that is the functionality. I clicked on that button. Okay, so it came to here. Means I'm a user, I'm performing set of actions, and based on that, this application also responding back to me. It's nothing but a functionality. Okay.
Functionality.
The most important topic is what is defect, error, and the bug. Okay, what is the defect? Yeah, defect in the sense when you will raise a defect, if while the testing is carried out, okay, if anything was not appropriately working as expected as per your requirement, then you will raise a defect. Means basically in the
It's
testing
not working.
environment, if you're finding, yeah, if it is not working as expected, then you will raise a defect. Okay, you will raise a defect specifically when you got it in the test environment. Okay, then you can call it as defect. When you will call it as an error, I told you, right? Software has a code of programs and everything. So at the time of code, developers also will do their testing. Means not this extensive testing. They will just see software has some 1,000 lines of codes and everything, right? Let me show. See, if you can see, everything is in the form of code only. Imagine how many lines of code and how much code they have prepared, right? So just while even they would be preparing everything line by line, right? So just to make sure to understand also, they will just see whether the piece of code is working or not. They will just see everything. Okay, developers also test whether am I building the correct application or not, correct functionality or not. They will also cross check from their end, but in their environment, in their developer environment. So during that activity, if they found out, they can call it as error because they will not, by the time they will not given this piece of code to tester, right? To test. So in the developer environment, if they found anything, they can call it as error because whatever the deviation which they have observed in this coding, they can call it as error. Okay. I will tell you which activity will come first and which activity will come later. Developers will develop the application and then only they will give to the testing team to test the application. Okay. So before giving this application to testers for testing, okay, developer team is responsible to design the application using their coding language. Okay. So if they found anything during in his developer environment, then we can call it as error. Okay, once the developer has given the application, okay, when you are testing it in the test environment, okay, and if it is not working as expected, then you can call it as a defect. Okay, you understand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the bug also, when we can refer it as a bug. Suppose if the application was delivered to the client, okay, that time he catches one defect or he catches one bug. Okay, that time we can call it as a bug. See, we are responsible to do system testing. Okay, so client is all the acceptance test is the type of testing which will be done by the customer generally in his place. That time if he finds any deviation, then we can call it as bug. Okay, defect at the testing in your test environment, you can call it as defect. Error will be found by development when he is found at the time of developing his own code. Bug at the time of doing user acceptance testing by client or the customer in his place.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
So this is a major difference between defect, error, and the bug. Okay. So any doubts in today's session?
No.
Okay. So if while go in upcoming sessions also, if you get any doubt or if you encountered with anything, okay, you just let me know. Okay, I'll stop with there itself and I'll make you try to understand that concept very easily. Okay, and
Okay.
and yeah, at the end of the session, I'll provide you the material also. Okay, so that you can go through it. Okay, and tomorrow I'm going to discuss about this SDLC. Okay, SDLC in the software development life cycle. Okay,
Okay.
you just go through this. Okay, and if you find any
Okay.
difficulty understanding that, you can just ask me next session. And also
Okay.
just go through this. Okay, whenever I am explaining it tomorrow, it's very easy to understand.
Okay.
I mean, based on your feasibility and your time. Okay,
Yeah, of course.
whatever.
And tomorrow
Yeah.
tomorrow is same time or
Yes, same time, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. IST.
okay.
Okay, I am just stopping the recording.